Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the voice of the people. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
Yeah. All right.
We got Joel Diaz on the line.
All right, Joel, how's it going, brother?
It's going great. Thank you, man.
All right, man. We're happy. We're happy to have you, man. We're happy to have you. I'm gonna pass you over to my co-host. My name is Nestor Gibbs. I'm gonna pass you over to Mario Munguia. Mario, go ahead.
How you doing, Joel? Thank you for joining us. We really appreciate it. Let's jump into the hottest button issue of them all so we can get it out of the way because, honestly, we want to talk to you about more than this. But, you recently split with Timothy Bradley. There are a lot of things behind the scenes going on. There's a lot of talks about why it happened and whose idea it really was. Can you give us any insights into, what happened and if y'all are still on, I guess, mutual terms?
Well, this is the thing. Timothy Bradley and I had a great relationship from the beginning of his career as a professional fighter. And I don't really want to make myself look bad in any way, but if you guys want to hear the reality, I'll give you the reality of everything the way it is because, I really don't like to go on social media and watch what's going on, comments, opinions, and, I honestly thought, when Bradley and I, spoke regarding the split, I thought he really meant, you know what, Coach, thank you. I have a lot of respect for you, and, I'm moving on. But I saw a couple of interviews that he did, when he hired Diaz, and what I just saw one today, and I really didn't want to watch any interviews from Bradley because I go, you know what, Bradley's always been straight. He's always been, straight out with me, and he tells me exactly what he feels. But today I saw an interview that he said that, that he wanted honest and real people around him. That's why he got Diaz. Wow, that really bothered me because I can tell the whole world about this. There is nobody in the whole world, not even his wife, that is honest to him as I was, and I've always been. And I'll tell him to his face, not even his wife is as honest to himself, to him, as honest as I was and as real as I was. And I'm going to leave it as is. But you know what? In reality, the worst mistake a fighter can make is make your wife a manager. When he made his wife the manager, everything started changing. She controls his life. She controls everything that he does, every move that he makes. He even told me at one point, that, Coach, she knows everything I do. I cannot hide anything from her. She knows everything. She goes through everything. So she knows everything I do. I can't do nothing. He straight out told me that one day. And I said, okay, it's going to come up to a point where, eventually it's going to cause some problems. And it did. Once he let go of Cameron Duncan, I told him, hey, Sam, there's a manager that has some sort of interest in you. And that was Al Heyman. He says, no, Coach, I want to keep it in the house. Okay, fine. He said, I'm gonna have my wife manage, which I thought it was a bad idea. Well, it started little by little, for a point where I couldn't directly talk to Bradley himself. Everything had to go through his wife. And if you want to know the truth, you can ask any reporter, any person that wanted to talk to Bradley, everything has to go through his wife. And the team, you know what? I am really, really bothered with his father, a person that I have so much respect for, his strength and conditioning coach that I have so much respect for, and Jackson, because we were a team, and I was loyal to them. I was always loyal, I was always there for them. I took shit for him every time, and for Bradley to say it, but it is what it is. I don't wish that. I know it's not him. The fact that this separation between me and him is because he gave his wife all the control of his life, his business, everything, and that was a problem. I never had a problem with his wife whatsoever, but getting me out of the team, she has more power and control over Tim Bradley, which she already does. And now here comes Teddy Atlas. You know, but I mean, honestly, I feel more relieved nowadays. You know, now that I'm not working with Brad, now that I know what kind of person he is, you know, now I feel more relieved. It doesn't bother me. I don't wish anything bad for the kid, because I know that kid has a really good heart. Yes, he thinks different. He's very humble, but he's a robot, and somebody else has the control. His wife is moving him every way, and you know, I understand. I mean, it's his wife. He has to do what she said, but you know, that's what happened.
Joel, did something happen between you and Monica? Because I don't understand, why would she push you out of the situation if you and Tim are, if you're saying that you and Tim were still cool up until the final day when he had to, you know, come and give you this message that you feel isn't, you know, something that he wanted to do. So is it that something happened between you and Monica?
No, never. You know, as a matter of fact, I didn't even have any contact with her. I never contacted her in any way. And the problem with her, and today I figured that out. Monica and I hardly had any communication, because when Tim told me that was the manager, I honestly didn't agree with it. So to me, I mean, a lot of people can say, okay, you're a machista guy, but I never even wanted to get, when I got paid, it bothered me even when she handed me the check. I wanted Tim himself to hand me my check, not her. Okay? So every time Tim told me, hey, coach, whatever you need, just contact Monica or whatever, you know, when he gave her full authority, you know, I'd rather not call her. I would rather wait to see Bradley so I could tell him, just for the fact that I didn't want to have contact with her. And nothing ever happened between Monica. I mean, as a matter of fact, we never even had a discussion, or we never had any incident of an argument whatsoever. She will come to the gym, and at some point she will say hi to everybody, and then all of a sudden she just stops saying hi to anybody. But she would always question, like, who's Bradley sparring? Who's Tim sparring? What gloves is the guy using? Like, shit, that's my job. I'm supposed to worry about that. You know? And then he gave full authority to his brother-in-law, which he was putting his nose into everything we were doing in the training, and that bothered me. As a matter of fact, in the last fight, you know, when the fight was over, he's not. I mean, he's part of the team because Bradley gave him that authority, and he's there because of his sister. And after the fight, you know, I was taking off the gloves, and he gets in and grabs Bradley, pulls him away to the camera, and I told him, let me take off the gloves. And he didn't listen. He just took Bradley away from us, and I told Tim's father, I go, Coach, please tell the guy, or tell Tim to give this guy his responsibility and his duty, because this is not his duty. And I got really mad. And I walked away from the ring to the dressing room, and that's what I told Tim. I said, Tim, you're giving this guy too much authority, man, where he interferes with my job. I'm a trainer, and he's taking over. His brother-in-law and his wife are taking over everything. So I walked away, and then that's when he approached me. I didn't hear from Bradley. After the Jessie Vargas fight for a month, over a month. And I would call him and call him and call him and never answer my calls. According to some people, he doesn't have a phone. So, and then I started hearing about him and Brandon Rios. And then, you know, but Tim never called me. He usually calls me and tells me, hey, Coach, this fight is offered to me. But for this fight, there was a lot of noise going on already with him and Brandon Rios. And then I heard an interview that Robert Garcia did saying that he was surprised that I wouldn't take the fight, knowing that, so according to me, it was an easy fight. I go, man, you know, nobody has mentioned anything to me. So then I started calling Bradley again, left the messages, text messages, phone calls, nothing. So one day I saw his strength and conditioning coach coming to my gym. And I asked him, hey, coach, is Tim back from Hawaii for vacation? He goes, yeah, I think he's back. I said, can you, when you see him, can you have him call me? Because, you know, you see him more than I do. He goes, okay, I'll call Monica and I'll let her know. But then days went by and he never called me, and I started hearing a lot of noise about him and Brandon Rios. So then I said, okay, well, Bradley's not calling me. What's going on? So then I called Timothy's father. I called Ray. I said, Coach, is Tim around? Yeah. Can you please have him call me? And when he did call me, I noticed he had an attitude. And he was talking to me like he didn't want to talk to me. So I asked him, hey, Tim, you know, we're having a fundraiser. Some guy's having a fundraiser in town, and they want to know if it's okay. If you make a presentation, then they will donate $1,000 to the Boys and Girls Club. And he says, well, talk to Monica. Ask Monica. I said, okay, well, never mind. You know, I told myself, you know, never mind. If I have to go through Monica, well, never mind. So then I told him, hey, what's going on with Brandon Rios stuff? He goes, Coach, these people are giving me a slap in the face. They don't want to pay me, so-and-so, and, you know, they want to give me a slap in the face. You know, they're disrespecting me with the money. And I told them, okay, Tim, you know, you do what you have to do, chap. If you need me, call me. Okay, that was it. So then days later, he comes to the gym. And my brother Antonio's outside, and he comes in. Antonio tells me, hey, Tim's outside, and he's mad at you. So I said, he's mad at me? Why? I don't know. So I go, okay, well, I want to talk to him. So he came in, and we go in the office, and we spoke. And he tells me, and the first thing, his approach was, Coach, let me ask you a question. Yeah. I said, the last fight, with the Jessie Vargas fight, I want to ask you, did you help me in that fight for me to win the fight and do good, or you just did it for a payday, for a paycheck? I said, are you serious? You really think I did that shit? I said, if you really think I did that, then we're not gonna work, man, because you're doubting my job, man. I go, first of all, you won. I guided you through the fight to win. You went out on your own when you got hit with a right hand, and you told me. But you know what, Tim? You know, it's not you talking. It's somebody else behind you talking all this shit. And then he tells me, well, I felt you let me down because you walked away from the ring that night, and you left me in the ring by yourself. I said, okay, what did you want? You want me to stay in the ring and beat the shit out of your brother-in-law in there? Because I was going to beat the shit out of him in there. Or you just rather have me walk away? He goes, but why? I said, because you gave him too much authority to do things that are not his job. And I said, but it's up to you, Tim. You think about what you're going to do and let me know, please. But remember, this is not you. This is not you talking. He goes, well, it's been like 2 or 3 fights that I noticed that it's not the same. I go, I know. Since you made your wife your manager, things are not the same. Because she controls your life and she controls your business and your career. But it's up to you, Tim. I said, from now on, as a matter of fact, you doubting me that I did this shit for a paycheck when you were dead after the Ruslan Provodnikov, and then you were going to fight Juan Manuel Marquez, and 2 weeks before the fight, I was about to pull the plug for your own safety. People came to me and told me, hey, Joel, Tim's not okay. He can't fight. I go, I know. It took me like 2 or 3 weeks that I couldn't even sleep thinking that Tim was not okay for that Marquez fight. He was getting paid $4 million. And one day I went to Tim and I told him, Tim, I'm not going to let you fight. And he goes, why not, coach? I go, Tim, you're getting beat up in the gym by 130 pounders, 126 pounders. You're not all there, Tim. You're still concussed. And he goes, come on, coach, let's do it. I go, no, Tim. Even people would ask me, people that were at the gym, they would tell me, hey, coach, how much money do you have in the bank? I go, it doesn't matter. Why? Why don't you bet against Diaz so you can make some money? He's not going to win. He's hurt. I go, I will never do that. Because if I would ever do that against one of my fighters, I said, I think I'll be cursed for the rest of my life. And I said, you know what, Tim? I'm not going to let you fight because I want to bring you home to your family, to your kids. I don't want to live the rest of my life knowing that you were not okay and putting you in a fight with Marquez and you getting hurt. And he told me, he goes, coach, come on, please, let's do it. Let's take care of your family and my family. If you see that I'm doing good, you stop the fight. I said, no, Tim. He goes, give me 1 more week. So I gave him one more week. And then when he brought those doctors from New York and stuff, they started giving him those therapies and stuff. He got better. He got better. And I said, okay, now you are where I want you to be. We're going to fight. That's the reason why I said, when you fought Marquez, I was about to pull the plug for $4 million. You think I was going to train you because I wanted a paycheck with Jessie Vargas for $1 million? That wasn't right.
Now, Joel, let me ask you a quick question here. You know, sometimes it's hard to talk to trainers because they like to pump their fighter up. And I mean, to me personally, when I found out Tim Bradley was leaving you, I couldn't believe it. Because to me personally, and this isn't me trying to boost your ego or try to make you like friends with me, but I thought you were the perfect fit. He needs someone that's going to be able to yell at him and tell him what he's not doing in the actual fight. He needs someone that kind of put their foot down. So with that said, take yourself out of it, and you can look at it objectively now. We've seen ever since the Ruslan-Provodnikov fight, Timothy Bradley now goes to war. The cat's kind of out of the bag. If you pressure him, he's going to go to war with you. What changed in Bradley's mentality, and what are other fighters seeing? Now, I'm not asking you as former trainer, I'm asking you as a trainer. What do you see in Tim Bradley that kind of died away a little bit to allow himself to be so vulnerable inside the ring when typically he wasn't before?
Tim has a lot of issues in his head. Tim is trying to please everybody around him to keep everybody happy. And Tim, before he goes to camp, and when he's in camp, he has a lot of things in mind that does not involve the sport. It's a family issue. That's the reason why he trains and his mind is not 100% in training, because he don't have that peace of mind. He has so much in his head, and I will see it in his face every day. I will see the pressure. I will see the pressure in his head. That's the reason why he performs the way he performs. And sometimes, I even told him, there's times in which he prepares himself extremely hard. He goes the extra mile, and then in a fight, he gets tired. And I always tell him, why are you getting tired? You train like an animal. What's going on? Why are you getting tired if you work and if you train the extra mile? I want to know. And he don't tell me nothing, because I know he knows that I'm right. But he does a lot of things that he doesn't need to do, but he does them because it helps him psychologically. He has a belief. And I never wanted to make the change in him because his father said, if you make the change and something goes wrong, and then it's going to be like, okay, you made the change. So I said, okay, whatever makes you happy, let's go. I'll guide you, I'll train you, which is in the boxing. But other than that, you're on your own on the rest, but you don't need it. You don't need it. He puts in too much work in his body. Now, that's the reason why he has so much things in his mind, and that's the way he performs the way he performs.
Well, thank you guys for tuning in, and please press the like, comment, and subscribe button if you want more of these types of videos. And if you enjoyed this interview, make sure you check out our radio show. Comes on twice a week, every Thursday and Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern sharp, 646-478-3068. Call anytime from anywhere. Later.